Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whatever it is for you. Welcome back to another Division 2 video, and the TU20.1 patch notes are here and it will be released next Tuesday. We will see Danny Weaver, we will see all the fixes for the exotic reconfiguring of our exotics, and of course a few other changes as well. So let's dive right in, and starting with the new vendor with Danny Weaver. We added the new textile vendor Danny Weaver, who sells a limited stock of caches which refreshes weekly and can only be purchased with textiles. To locate him, you need to find the snitch, who will now reveal both Cassie Mendoza and Danny's location on the map. That's a great thing that we already know how to unlock it, and like we already talked about, that the snitch would probably activate both of them, and we were right. So every time that you talk to the snitch, Danny Weaver and Cassie Mendoza will pop up on the map. Then we have some manhunt changes. Fix the issue with Feilau Climax mission remaining stuck on a secure the area objective after neutralizing all the hostiles. Fix the issue that occurred when Feilau was killed too quickly, resulting in a few waves of enemy NPCs spawning by the helicopter after the mission complete prompt was displayed on the screen. And the last one, fix the issue with Year 5 Season 2 Climax mission, Secure the Dam. The issue was related to the objective persisting throughout the mission if the enemy NPCs on the dam were killed before completing the Reach the Dam objective. And then for our next topic, it is the inventory. Following TU20 PTS Phase 2 feedback, some upgrades were made to the Thinkering station. Equipped items are now at the start of the grid. This is so incredibly good because the Thinkering system is a very nice system that they added, but there are some quality of life changes that they can do, and this is one of them. You don't have to scroll all the way down to the weapon that you are using at that moment to tinker it, but of course you can also just open up that weapon solo and you will instantly go into that weapon or in that piece of gear. So that was a way to skip it, but I'm very glad that they are now at the start of the grid from next Tuesday. Then fix the issue with the required material list sometimes missing from the optimization tab in the Thinkering library. Great change as well. We missed that a lot. Fix an incorrect description for the Thinkering library. Fix the issue where reconfiguring any exotic item with full inventory resulted in deletion of that exotic item. And that is great news. It took a little bit longer than we wanted to, but glad that the whole community came together, warned everybody, so not that many people lost their exotics. And they're working on a compensation cache that will be provided for a later time, or a compensation. We don't know if it's gonna be a cache. I would think it's gonna be a cache with some extra exotic components in there. But then again, if you lost your Eagle Bearer, if you lost your Ouroboros, if you lost your Regulus or Ravenous, the locked exotics within the game, then that exotic component doesn't really help you out. So I'm very curious how they're going to fix this. And then the last one, added a tutorial screen to the Thinkering station. Then we have some changes for the Descent as well. Fixed an issue with the Vindicator exotic rifle stats not changing when re-rolling. Fixed the issue with the exotic console choices featuring duplicates already equipped exotics. Remove the Hunter Killer and the Shield Splinter blueprints from the Descent blueprint loot pool. And I'm a little bit bummed out about this, because all of the new blueprints were added with TU20. One of the only ones that I kinda wanted to go for was that Hunter Killer, and I think a lot of y'all as well. And same as for the Shield Splinter, it's one of the best, all not the best AR to run right now. This is of course the named F2000 weapon, and they're gonna remove it as well. We know these two pieces can always be picked up at Cassie Mendoza if you defeated all the hunters and opened up the caches within New York and within the White House, but I'm a little bit bummed out about this. So if you already have those blueprints, make sure to craft them however you like. Go for that full crit Hunter Killer. Go for that damage you target out of cover on that shield splinter. Get what is yours before Tuesday. I don't have him yet. I think a lot of people don't have him yet. But if you have the blueprints, definitely start crafting them and get a few that you want. And then for the next fixed issue where the Vindicator exotic rifle was available and could be purchased before reaching level 30 from the NSA store. Fixed the issue where no items were received from a reconstructed cache for agents under the level 40. Added tier 1, 2, 3 and 4 and a Nemesis arm patches. And fixed the issue with the missing description of the brief free exotic talent when interacting with the console. So overall pretty decent changes for the Descent, but I'm still a little bit bummed out about the blueprints. But people responded underneath my videos as well because we just released all the new blueprints that were added to the game. And a lot of people are not really happy that all the blueprints are polluting the loot pool within the Descent. They're adding so much blueprints to it that it's hard to get the blueprint that you want. So it's harder to get those favorite backpacks, those favorite weapons, or whatever you were hunting for. And I can understand that as well. I'm just happy that they're adding more ways to get these guns or to get these items. But you're absolutely right. This pollutes the loot pool and it's harder to get the preferred blueprints if you don't play it every single day and you keep up with the blueprints they added to the Descent. And then we also have a few quality of life and vanity changes. For the quality of life changes, they fixed an issue with the skill mods used in loadouts that were automatically deconstructed and not replaced by newly acquired upgraded mods. Then for the vanity, we have fixed various clipping issues with the few apparel items on the female and the main models. The Love Bird Pants, the Leopard Love Hoodie, the Crescent Jacket, the Crescent Eyewear, the Crescent Hat, the Crescent Gloves, and the Mempo Gloves. So it looks like almost the whole Crescent outfit is not really working as intended. Then for our next topic, that is UI. Fix the issue with the reconstructed caches in Descent not showing the newly obtained blueprints. So whenever you open up a reconstructed cache, it didn't pop up which blueprint you had. Maybe it popped up on the left corner, but usually you have to go to your crafting station to see which blueprint you got. So this is a great UI change if you ask me. Fix the issue with the season caches appearing as unmarked SHD supplies in the reward section of the leaks, and added some other minor UI fixes. And then we have a bunch of changes within the gear, the weapons and the talents. Fix the issue that allowed using the Hexstep protocol talent in combination with the instant armor kit instead of going on cooldown. We know that was a problem. You can get unlimited medkits with that Hexstep protocol talent. Fixed an issue where the survivalist and the firewall specialization received 50% flat armor after using an instant medkit instead of the intended 25. Fixed an issue with the festive delivery named Backpack Secondary Explosion dealing more damage than the initial explosion. Fixed an issue with the Perfect Overclock talent cooldown reduction being 0.2 seconds instead of 0.6 seconds. Fixed the issue with the Empress International backpack and the battery backpack having an armor core attribute instead of a skill tier. So if you have that on your Empress International backpack or your battery pack named backpacks, then you know it's gonna be fixed next Tuesday. Fixed an issue with the Vindicator exotic rifle talent Ortiz Assault interface not marking all the NPCs. And at last, fixed the issue with the incorrect description text for the following talents: Ortiz Assault interface, the Behind You talent, and the Perfect Behind You talent. But there are a few more talents that don't have the correct descriptions. For example, Intimidate and the Perfect Intimidate. Those will give you 3 stacks in second instead of that 1 stack that the description tells you. So that's another thing that they kinda have to fix. Hopefully they don't push it back to 1 stack per second anymore, because those 3 stacks a second are so so incredibly good, and it's a lot of fun to play around, for example with that hunter killer. Then over to the PvP side of things. For conflict, fix the issue with players being able to change skill after leaving the spawn point, fix the issue with the match reward section showing a placeholder text, added the combat gear lock so players will no longer be able to change individual gear pieces or loadouts after leaving the spawn area, fix an issue with determined and perfect determined talents buff remaining active even after the agent is killed. I'm very happy that that's the only thing they're gonna change, because determined, especially right now with this GE active, is so incredibly good. You can get so much SHD levels in and you are almost unkillable while one-shotting everybody. It is a lot of fun to play around with, so I'm happy that this is the only change that they're doing to Determined. And then for the last one, for conflict, updated bonuses for the festive delivery backpack. A new attribute applies a damage modifier to the second explosion in the dark zone. And then jumping over to the only thing that they changed for the global PvP, and that's fix the issue with the reinforced chem launcher applying the hazard protection twice per charge in the dark zone. And then we are at the commendations. Added new commendations for countdown. It says conflict, but it's probably countdown, because all the commendations are for countdown. We have the countdown cool, awarded for fixing the cooling tower's cooling system under 5 minutes from the start of the objective. The countdown shocker, awarded for neutralizing 24 shocked hostiles. The countdown big spender, awarded for spending 1,000 countdown requisition points. Countdown counter, awarded for deactivating every type of countermeasure. And the last one is countdown supplies, awarded for resupplying your teammates 20 times by sharing items from your inventory. So it's pretty nice, because these commendations were already on the PTS, so it's nice that they're adding this to TU20.1. We have a few more things to hunt down. And then for the last two things, and that's the exploits and the other small changes that they're doing. And I didn't even know about this exploit, I'm not gonna lie, but there is an exploit in the game right now that gives you 130k XP if you just watch the briefing of the new Manhunt multiple times. And that's quite wild if you ask me. I'm glad that they're fixing it, although the 130k XP isn't that much, but if you get it for free just by resetting the manhunt and watching that briefing mission every single time, it's just free XP. So I'm kinda glad they're fixing it, although that 130k XP isn't that much. But I would stay away from it because it's still an exploit. If you dive on it right now and you try it a bunch of times and you get that massive XP in, I don't know what the devs are gonna do. They warned you about it, they're telling you it's an exploit, so please stay away from it. And then for the last other things, fix an issue with the turret boss dealing damage through the door in the final beat in Tidal Basin on legendary difficulty. That was straight up hell. I'm very happy that they're fixing it. Tidal Basin is already a pretty hard mission to do on legendary, and now the boss is even beaming you down through the door. Fix the issue with the weekly legendary project being available for level 30 Woni characters. Added all collectibles to the Legacy Manhunt for Year 5 Season 2 Puppeteers. So those were the only collectibles and stuff missing from the Legacy Manhunt, because of course this is the last season that we got. Added multiple localization fixes, fixed multiple issues affecting audio, updated the in-game text description, so hopefully those are the stuff from the talents as well that we just talked about, and they maybe missed it by putting it in the patch notes, because like I told you, there are a few other talents like Intimidate or Perfect Intimidate that need to be fixed. And the last one are stability improvements. So I think this is a great update. A lot of things are gonna change. There are a few changes to the exploits. I'm very happy that after next Tuesday that we will not lose our exotics anymore when you reconfigure an exotic with a full inventory, and that they are working on something to give back to the players that lost their stuff. But the only thing I'm a little bit bummed out are the blueprints. like we already talked about, there are two ways to look at it, but I like to have that Hunter Killer as a blueprint. I would love to have that Shield Splinterer blueprint as well, to craft it for whatever you like, because maybe in the future that third attribute will be different. We need to get a different one. Other one is meta, for example. That's the only thing I'm a little bit bummed out about, but I would love to hear what your thoughts are about all these changes coming next Tuesday. And of course, that big addition of Danny Weaver. I think that is the greatest thing they add. I still have a question about Danny Weaver, because in game it says that Danny Weaver will also sell us patches. So the arm patches, the arm patch mystery that's going on in the game right now, but it doesn't say anything in the patch notes. So we'll have to wait until Tuesday to see if we can pick up some patches from him as well. Or maybe that will be added with some next updates. Again, let me know in the comments down below what you think about all these changes. But that's it for me today. Thank you very much for sticking until the end. If you're still here, like the video if you liked it or helped you out in any way or form. And of course, if you're new here, you want to be updated about the Division 2, the Division universe, and the future Division 3, because it is announced, make sure to hit that subscribe button as well. And I will see you in the next one. PurePrime out.